Ninja, you're it.
Hello, everybody. If it's Wednesday, it's Warhammer, and that must mean it's time for another episode of Warhammer Weekly. Joining me late, as always, is the one and only Tom. What's up, Tom? How you doing?
Hello, friends. How you doing?
I'm
my
all
audio?
right. See,
My audio good?
your audio's good. Yeah, you sound good. Now you sound good after like multiple restarts and futzing with it. The type of thing that you would normally do, right? When you join early and then we have time to fix this stuff so you're not joining 5 minutes late as it is.
Wah, 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 wah.
Yes. At any rate, hey everybody, we're here. How you doing? Happy Wednesday. It's been a long day for me already. I've been on airplanes for 4 hours, taxis for 2.5 hours, had a whole day of work, and now I'm here to talk to you all about Warhammer. So let's get into it. We got a little bit of news. I didn't fill it out, Tom. I'm sorry, but it's just a little bit of news. First off, we got a rumor engine. I don't know what to do with this. It's like a wall or magic or in a wall or rocks or something. I don't know. There's like steel and this, and I don't know what it is. I hate this rumor engine. It makes me angry. This rumor engine fills me with anger.
Rebar. Concrete.
Right, yeah. Rocks. Metal. Something. Yeah, I hate this. It's a wall. Okay, next.
Corn.
Corn guy. That's right. Yep. Big corn guy. You know, Tom, if there's one thing I think the community generally agrees on, okay?
More corn foot heroes?
It's that corn did not have enough foot heroes. People generally looked at that force and they were like, man, I love playing corn, but I don't have enough foot champions to represent the will of my bloodstained god. If only I had more random foot melee assassins to walk around the board and do nothing.
You know, that wasn't even the big news of corn.
Okay. What was the big news?
In the article, they talk about not one, but 3 Legends War Scrolls for Korgoskol.
Yes.
Okay. Including his current status. How egregious is it that the only narrative development there is for Khorne has been following this story of Korgoskol, right? And his victory. And like they just skipped over Demonhood and went straight to Legends. Like, nope, this guy's gone.
Sure.
Use a bloodthirster of insensate rage from now on. Congratulations. What?
I'm still hoping we see some kind of different thing happen eventually, but yes, it's insulting. It's insulting. Yes.
Wild. Simply wild. That's all I'm saying.
I do enjoy, by the way, that this guy is just like a Deathbringer. So we have like the Exalted Deathbringer, we have the Deathbringer, and then we have the Aspiring Deathbringer. So we got the full, like, how many more could we have? That's what I want to know.
The Deathbringer is what they're missing.
Yeah, sure.
The named unique.
Sure. That I believe that was already taken by an artist of some note. So anyways, yes, Khorne foot hero, you know, it's fine. It's cool here. It's a cool model. I do like the model. It's very good looking. Like, it's a great piece of design. But I just don't know what to do with these guys. What's that?
He's confident.
Yes.
And he's very Blight Kings-esque.
Yeah, well, I like the shield. I like the axe. Sure. I'd like him a little more if he was a little more open as opposed to closed, like if he's holding the axe the other direction. But still, that's fine. He's good enough. Okay. Other obviously big piece of news, and the main topic of the show tonight is the big release of the Battlescroll, which we're going to get to in just a moment.
Today.
Yes. Just came out today. That's right. I mean, sort of, kind of, maybe.
A little bit of leaking here and there, you know.
Whatever. Don't worry about it. All right. So, but there's this other piece of news I want to talk about. Tom, yesterday, the first episode of Fireball the Gazebo, Ninja and I's new RPG podcast, went live. If you aren't already subscribed, what are you doing with your life? Go check it out. We're talking about why you shouldn't make broken D&D characters and why you can't play like Batman in D&D and other games like that. We're having a grand old time. It's good stuff. You're just gonna be. We've already recorded 2 more episodes, by the by. So just people, it's coming. It's coming.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Not to you, to Ninjon,
Yes.
uh, for inheriting my audio problems. You can
Yeah.
have all of the complaints. Congratulations, bud. All
The
yours.
difference, Tom, is that John
Sure.
realized it before the episode even went live and had corrected it for the recording of episode 2. You're 11 years into this, and I'm still fighting with you on it. So there's a
Weird.
bit of a time differential there, you see. But
Yeah.
at any rate, the
Sure.
link is down below. Go check it out. We'd love to we'd love for for you to sub up or give the episode a listen or stuff like that. Been seeing lots of great traction, lots of good comments. We've got so many things to talk about. Like I have Tom, as you know, and I'm sure we'll have you on the show sometime for sure.
Sure.
I have decades of RPG opinions just ready to go. Like I have got a lot of thoughts, and keeping them all on topic is going to be the biggest challenge.
I listen to you all meander through
We
your
d-
various characters and stories.
oh, Tom Kavlin has come up in every episode we've recorded so far, and probably
I
will into the future.
I believe that. I
Yeah,
believe that.
yeah,
So, yeah, obviously, I've only heard the first one, but
yes.
I suspect that he will recur.
As will some discussions about you and other sorts of games. So, at any rate, if you like D&D and role-playing games and getting the most fun out of your games, because really what we want to do is try to help people elevate their game, tackle common problems, stuff like that, as well as have a little bit of spicy takes here and there. Do
The
check
real
it out.
question is in your episodes that you've already recorded, have you already taken a shot at me because I canceled our game last Saturday
No, no, I did not. No.
night? Okay.
No, I have taken a shot at you for something else. I think it's in
Oh,
episode 3 that I
oh,
explain like what a really good empathetic GM does and how it works. I think that's in that episode. I think so.
and then how I'm not.
No, absolutely not. No, 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 no. No, just how long our friend Travis fooled you into thinking you were like the greatest player in the world by being the most empathetic GM in the world.
Oh, indeed, indeed.
Yes. Um,
Yes, he's truly one of the best.
he was. That's right. At any rate, so go check it out. Like I said, links down in the description. Hey, while you're down there, you can also check out Snarlcast. The new episode for that will be coming out Monday. Adam and I have got that one in the clip too, and it's going to be a hot one. If you have interest in designing your own games, if you've ever wondered how do I design my own game, well, the new episode of Snarlcast coming out Monday it's got you covered, because it's going to be all about that. So check everything in the Vince cinematic universe out. This is what I do now. I just make podcasts. All my dreams are coming true. So at any rate, just sit in this chair forever and talk. Okay.
So when is the magic one coming?
Yeah, I know. I said that today to somebody that's the missing piece of the puzzle. Yeah, absolutely. That's basically this show for as often as we talk about magic.
That's fair.
All right. With that, let's get over to some pick of the week. Tom, what would you like to share with everybody this week?
I don't know, man. I got lots of feelings about um some of the release schedules. Like I don't have channel stuff, right? But just well, let me say this.
I'm ready.
Actually, you know what? I do have something I'll spruik.
Okay.
Um, obviously, the news just dropped about Asmodee absorbing, buying out Zombicide and eating up some of Simon's portfolio.
Yes.
And Lords of War did a wonderful coverage of it and just kind of reflecting on it. And I like obviously in the AOS world, they're known for the hobby stuff and they're known for the battle reports and all that. But man, I tell you, um, their like retail store channel is fire of them just reflecting on just like movements in the market and
Yeah,
what's
sure.
happening.
Sure.
And I just highly encourage you all to check out the recent episode that they did. It was not even on the normal release schedule, reflecting on some of these like developments in the marketplace.
Okay. No, it sounds great. You know that Mike Merles joined Asmodee as well. He left KSEM to join
I
Asmodee.
did not know that.
Yep. Yep.
Fascinating.
Absolutely. Some things are afoot.
So only a matter of time is what I'm hearing
Yeah, sure.
before a
So
new challenger has entered the ring.
probably so. At any rate, my pick of the week, I'm going to send everybody on over to our good buddy Maniac, Scott the Miniature Maniac. By the way, when it comes to hobby time, I'm going to be incredibly disappointing because since we did this last show, I have been flying and on the road 6 out of the last 7 days. So it's been haven't had a whole lot of time to do a bunch of hobby.
Man, I've been putting you to shame then.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the week. This is your time, Tom. Finally, you can strike when I'm weak.
It's been a workshop down here. It's been
Yeah,
great.
no, that's great. I'm glad to hear it. I can't wait. But I spent some time with Scott. We had a great time. We did film some videos, so that'll come out sometime in the future. We also did a TUP all about Rain and Iron, which just came out. If you haven't checked out Rain and Iron yet, the new game from Uncle Adam and I, do go check that out. The fun solo co-op and skirmish game of demons versus robot combat in a future Earth without humans. But I also showed Scott Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension for the first time. I don't know if you know this movie, but it's an awesome movie. It's one of my all-time favorites. It's insane, and I love it. And at any rate, Scott put out a new video all about layering. And honestly, it's a legitimately great video about a very simple technique, but it's just like he breaks it down in a really nice way. I think it's probably one of the better videos I've ever seen on just like how to really master this very straightforward technique. So there you go. Am I a lot louder than Tom? I don't know. I don't think I should be, but I can fix him real quick.
I would say I just moved my mic a little bit closer.
That's fine. I turned you up a little bit too. There you go. You sounded normal to me, but you're spiking at about the same place on my audio, but that's fine. At any rate, okay. So yeah, go check that out. I thought it was a pretty darn good video. So, Tom, let's talk about hobby time. Let's get into it. My hobby time, the little of it I had, has been trying desperately to finish this little guy up. My little dwarf boy. He's almost done. My little Spiramir Ballast.
Is that the first dwarf you've ever painted?
This is the 4th dwarf I've ever painted. So there you go. I've painted 4 dwarves. But yeah, so he's almost done now. And I'm pretty excited. He's a beautiful little bust. He'll be given away actually. But you know, yeah, I'll have him for a little while. So that's all I've been doing. I'm just racing to the finish line now, buddy. We got to get this guy done because I have a big giant project that I am very excited about that's going to be coming up next. So that will be something you'll hear me talk about for like a month. So because it's going to take that long. All right. What about you, Tom? What's your hobby time been like?
Well, obviously, the new edition / new GHB bug has resolved itself.
Yeah, as I noticed today when I was in my like work meeting, and you were just my phone was just bzz, 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 with Tom's messages.
Yeah, that's what happens when we get into a new exciting environment, meta, et cetera, et cetera. And so I'm going to be doing a doubles event with my son potentially this fall. It's complicated. And so I was building stuff for those forces. Excited to put some paint on some models that I've been wanting to for a while. So that'll be exciting. And then I have been trying to wrap up building my Lumineth, which like I have so many models that like of that army that's done. And so now I'm just like, it's all ready to be like primed. And then on top of those things, I also have the remnants of my Cruel Boys force that bringing it up to speed for the new season.
Yep.
And like the kind of the unit additions that I need to add to that to make it work.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Nice.
So just all kinds of stuff happening this week.
Okay.
I'm trying to get all that stuff built that needs to be added so that I can just prime all of it at the same time.
Sure.
And so it's a little bit of hobby ADD as I'm jumping between like 3 different army projects right now.
No, it's fine. I think what you were saying there subtly is I need to find a new partner for Holy Havoc in the fall, I think is what's going on there. So
well, yes. Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm sure I can find someone.
Maybe Ninjon will join you.
Yeah, absolutely. Get him down
I
there.
hear you guys are doing collabs.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't be my woman scorned, Tom. That's just, it's fine. Also, you're the one who's leaving me here. You are legitimately cheating on me on this case. Because you were like, yes, we're going to do this together. And I was like, okay. And then you're like, hey, I can't.
I'm hanging out with my
Which, to be
son.
fair, yes, your reason was my son is more important than you. And I'm like, yeah, okay. That's fair. All right.
We'll do Skaven sometime, like next year.
Yeah, it's fine. It's all good. I'll have the Skaven army for a long time, and I'll be painting it for another year, so it's not like it's a rush.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right, cool. Well, Tom, with all that sort of preamble out of the way, shall we talk about this big, beautiful battle scroll? Shall we? Okay. It is a big one. All right, I'm starting here with the Battlescroll summary. This is very nice that they just gave us this little summary. I think that's a nice way to go. So, what do we got here? Okay, well, the most important rule in my estimation is this regimented forces rule. This is new, so I want to know what you thought of this, Tom. If one player has more regiments than their opponent at the start of the battle, then once per battle, that player can reroll their priority roll after seeing the result of both players' rolls, but before determining priority for that battle round. So you get a Holy Havoc priority reroll. We brought it in, baby. We brought it in.
Thanks, Steve.
That's right.
You know, just doing work on design and testing. No, realistically, finally is what I would say.
Yeah.
Finally, we have a alternative prize that is worthy of the race to the bottom.
Yeah, because this actually gives you insurance. It's the perfect counter to what it's doing, right? By having higher drops, you lose the chance to go first. The tempo gets against you, and the most common thing that's going to happen is going to be the 1 into 2 double smash, double turns, hammer smash, or the 2 into 3, game twist, and kill double turn. This gives you a lot of protection against that because if you're going first, you already
I
have.
wouldn't call it a lot of protection, but it does give some insurance, is what I
It's
would say.
pretty statistically meaningful.
It
In the
is.
overall
It is.
role.
But if they drop, the reason why I say that is like if they drop like a 5 or a 6, right?
Sure.
Like there's only
I
so much
understand.
you can do. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, again, it's meaningful, right?
it is. You're right. You're right. It is. And that's what I'm
Like
saying. Like
the
it
only
is
way it'd be
something else
stronger
cool
is if you could say is if it wasn't a reroll, if it was just like once per game when somebody would take a double turn, you can just cancel it and preserve the turn
right.
order. That would be
Right.
the actual strongest way to go, right? But this is still good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is it is something that is competitive. It creates a real decision point.
Yes. I like it. So thumbs up. This is a
It's
good change. Fully supportive of
it
this.
it's the best solution to the one drop race problem that they've provided.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So by the way, I don't know if it's the best solution, but it's a good solution. I think the best solution would be just have actual bonuses you get for being 3 or 4 drops. Okay.
Sure. What I'm saying is that this is the best thing that they've provided.
Yes, I understand. That I
Yeah.
agree with. Yes. That I agree with.
No, I'm not saying
Okay.
it's the best solution. I'm saying it's the best solution that
Yeah, the
they've
neater thing to be would be like if
offered.
you're 3 or 4 drops or something like that. If you're 4 drops, you get a bonus enhancement or something cool like that. And then also I can do this reroll thing if I have
Amazing.
more. Like
Amazing.
that would be the way to go.
I'm so enhancement hungry. Like
I know.
only getting one of each. Like
I
I
know.
feel it. I feel it in my bones.
My bones. Yes, I agree. All right. Battle profiles. The other stuff is just like they split this stuff up. They added free TO and they added the Scourge of Gyran stuff. That's fine. Okay. Battle profiles, a limited number of dominant enhancement choices, faction terrain features, spell lores, and manifestation lores now cost points. Okay. Good reaction. Yeah, let real talk. Let's real talk this. How do you feel about
Yeah.
this, right? Most time you're talking about 20 to 30 points, right? And you're talking about
I
the dominant choice that was like picked at a higher than 80% rate, as we talked about last week, right? That's what got points slapped on it. Everything
if
else is
there
still
isn't a
zero.
choice, first thing I'm gonna say, if there isn't a choice, there should be no points assigned.
What do you mean? I'm trying to follow what you mean.
Faction terrain.
Hmm.
I know people are like, we don't need the porta potty, blah 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 blah. You know what? It's one of the Stormcast like abilities. That's one of your abilities,
Yeah.
right?
You now have to pay
And
points
you
for one of
now
your
have to
battle
pay for
traits.
it.
Yeah.
Right. You have to buy. So some people have to buy their battle traits and other people don't. That seems problematic,
Sure. Feels like maybe
right?
they just
Like,
wrote some of the faction terrain too good. I mean, faction terrain is always a penalty, as we've talked about, but like
right.
some is much more of a penalty than others.
Yes. I just like I like to me, it's just so egregious jumping between armies that I'm writing lists for.
Sure.
And I'm like, oh, cruel boys, blah, I don't have to spend points on anything. And then Stormcast, like if I want anything, I have, or Lumineth, I have to like,
Yeah, sure.
yeah,
Your silver wand cost points, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
right. But like even the Silver Wand, this is what I'll say. I don't have problems with Silver Wand um costing points because I can choose something else,
Sure. I understand.
right? Like what I can't do is choose a different terrain piece that doesn't cost anything.
Yeah. It's just a baked in cost of the army now. You have
Right.
1980 or 1970 or whatever whatever the mech suit costs.
Right. And like my frustration is like I'm okay with manifestation lords costing points. Like your in faction being, free, and then most of the
Most generics cost some kind of
most
points. The
generic
the
stuff
army
costs.
specific ones don't. Yeah.
Certainly not all. Certainly not all. But
That's right.
many of them do. I don't have a problem with that, honestly. Truly. I don't have a problem with that. And the reason why I don't is there's a choice to be had. When I don't have a choice on terrain, that's where we have problems.
Yeah. Yeah, my honest answer with it is, the meme of the guy just like slapping there's like the water leaking out of the tank and he just like slaps that tape on there and it's like, bam, fixed it, right? But not really, of
Yeah.
course. That's what this feels like, honestly, right?
Because I know that they made the decision, truly, about what cost points and what didn't based on usage.
Sure.
But let that sink in.
Yeah. I
Like,
understand.
how are like that argumentation, if that truly is the logic that drove the points, the pointification of what
Sure.
it is nonsensical in the sense of terrain when there's no real choice to be made.
Sure. In that case, yeah,
Right.
you're absolutely right. For the terrain, it was just like the ones they just honestly looked at and said, this is too good. The rules we wrote are too good.
Right. You know what the fix is for that? An
Change the
errata.
rules. Yeah.
Right. Change the rules. Like I just in general, I don't have an issue for the enhancements. I don't have an issue for the items and in that stuff. Like when that stuff is genuinely just head and shoulders better than everything else, I get it. Like it makes sense to me. Um but like there needs to be real choice points for those types of things. That's fine. But on the faction terrain was just it really got in my crawl because they basically forced everybody to buy faction terrain and then basically just said, "Oh, you don't actually need faction terrain because it costs points."
Yeah, I mean, look, here's honestly how I feel about it. I kind of hate any of it costing points is my real answer. Okay?
Sure.
Because what I would rather see them do is just errata the crappy enhancements. Like you should use that as a heat map to show what like okay, people are taking this. They're never taking these. These have like a 0 to 3% pick rate or something, like which
Yeah.
is what I'm sure some of them have, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. That just tells you need to rewrite those, right? That's what that is. Like we got to get off this sacred books nonsense, right? Like
Yeah.
nobody cares if you rewrite their bad thing. That's why you made an app.
Yeah, like and that's what I was going to say is if they're pushing us towards the app, truly, right?
Right.
Then let's use it.
Right. Use this ability. Like I don't buy the book expecting it to be like chiseled in stone. I expect it to be a good book. And if you missed on something, fix the thing. I'd much rather you do that. This is the same thing we've been saying for like the entire history of this show, right? They are so stuck in their ways and unwilling to patch a thing that is broken because it will make allegedly it'll make someone feel bad about the book being somewhat wrong. Get out of here.
Or the
Get out of here.
Warfroll.
Yeah. Okay. So anyways, I don't like it. I don't think it's a good fix. That's what it comes down to. The next point I do like. Points reductions for nearly every faction focused on non-hero monsters, war machines, including chariots, and non-wizard priest infantry and cavalry heroes. Yes. Correct. I'm glad to see that they picked all of the categories that I said sucked and finally realized they suck.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done. And
Yeah.
like some of these really did drop. Like when we get into the points, which we're going to talk about, some of these are significant.
I agree with that. I mean, like again, I gained almost like I had a preliminary idea based on the article that got leaked about what my Cruel Boys were looking at, and so if everything was dropping at least 10, I was like, okay, I probably have so much such and such points. So I was like figuring out what my lists were kind of ahead of time with estimates. I was way off. Like when I looked at my actual app afterwards, I had another like 80 points.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
was
sure.
like, whoa,
Right.
wait a minute, what? And so like there was almost a 200-point swing on Cruel Boys.
Yeah, we're making some money moves here for sure, which is good, which is what we needed.
Yeah.
Like we got the big change that I wanted. So that's great. We'll get into the points here in a little while. Not going to talk about the Spearhead stuff. There's a bunch of Spearhead changes. I don't play Spearhead, so I don't know. Tom, I don't know if you have any thoughts on any of these that matter to you. You play Spearhead occasionally.
I haven't spent any time on them yet. So
Okay.
I mean, I will. Like I have the new Spearhead Stand of Bone or whatever coming, and like I'm a huge fan of it. Like I play with my kids.
Yeah, sure. At any rate, then they've got clarifications on the Scourge of Gyran stuff, which is all fine. It's basically what we thought. It's just codifying the thing down. The only thing that does truly make me sad is the you can't mix. I know we already knew this. This isn't new, but I'm just repeating that it makes me sad that I can't mix the soggy and dry war scrolls in the same army, because I really do want to use 2 brood terrors and put and do like one soggy one and one dry one. I like both of them, honestly. And I just wish they could both be in the army. It would be a whole lot cooler if they could, but whatever.
I mean, I was like, first, I will never utter this again. But as I was looking at my potential builds, one of the things that what I was looking at was, I was like, man, I'd love to have this Gnash tooth in both soggy and like when I had the points.
Sure.
Like, man, I would love to have the skirmishy like flanks one, like flank prowling one, and then also the one to push up and give the +1 to hit when contesting terrains, or
Right.
objective. I was like, man, that's great.
Yep.
So I felt it.
So at any rate, cool, good, okay. So other than that, it's what you think it is. Pick an artifact, pick a thing, whatever. Yes, if you use this table, you use this table. Like pick one of these things. You don't get a bonus one unless it's a bonus thing in general. Then you do. Like okay, got it, cool.
Yep.
So nothing too crazy there. All right, let's get into the rules changes. We'll do these pretty quick because there's not honestly a huge amount here that we didn't already discuss. Like we hit the big stuff, which is the dice and the points things. We'll just fly through this real fast. First off, territories. If a rule requires that a unit be outside of friendly territory or wholly outside of friendly territory, would a unit that is not on the battlefield, for example, a destroyed unit or a unit in reserve, count? No. Do appreciate the gaminess though. Oh, my unit's in reserve. It's outside of friendly territory. Boom. I get my battle tactic or whatever.
Well, I mean, technically it is outside of friendly territory.
Hey, absolutely. That's how the English language works. Well done. Well done. Whoever asked that question, you cheaty hoser. Okay.
Thanks, Nico.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Lawyer is a spearhead changes. Okay. General's handbook. This is the regimented forces thing. We talked about that already. There's just a little bit of errata. This is the stuff this is relevant and worth mentioning just because it is the stuff we said was wrong, right? Like in the keywords bar of the unbind ability, change the prayer keyword to unbind because like, as you had pointed out, unbinding was a prayer, which is very funny. Covering fire got correctly errata to enemy shooting phase. Like these are just the misprints that happen in the book.
Okay.
It's not a big deal. Okay. Can I complete the same battle tactic multiple times? No, unless specified otherwise. Okay, cool. That's how we all assumed. Kairos had his update. This is obviously a relevant thing because his old special ability didn't work because of battle tactics changed. And so his new ability is the Oracle of Eternity. Once per battle army, start of your turn, pick one battle tactics card that is on your roster and discard it. Then for the rest of the battle, replace it with a battle tactics card that is not on your roster. If the new battle tactics card requires either player to pick something, they must do so immediately when the new battle tactics card is picked. The combined total of victory points earned by both the discarded battle tactics card and the new battle tactics card is 15. In other words, you can't like do 1-2 in round 1 and 2, discard, and then do 1-2-3 and pull, 25 points off of that single card.
Actually, 15 cards. 15
yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that's the rule. That's what it lets you do. That being said, this is still a very strong ability because it does give them effectively a free bonus 5 points in almost all the battle tactics. The first one can be, pretty easily slam dunk achievable by your army build, whereas the third one is usually really, really hard. So now you can just do like 1-2, discard 1, and still get 15 points out of it.
And not only that, like it's likely that players will look at it and be like, which of these others can I actually do?
Yeah, sure.
Right? Like this turn.
Yep.
And so like when you have conditions, right? Like just the right lineup, the right circumstances, it becomes the better option.
That's
like,
right.
I don't see the reality is this. I don't see any army going to war literally without Kairos, any Tzeentch army.
He's pretty good. I mean, this is a strong ability. It's probably worth 5 free points in the game. Right?
Yeah.
Sort of that's the floor of it.
And he's like obviously he's a wizard. He does Kairos things.
He does Kairos things.
So, like I don't know that I would leave. I don't know that I would play Tzeentch army without Kairos at this point.
Yeah, I mean it's a very strong ability. So,
although I will say this,
yeah,
never seen him holy then again.
Never see him. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay. Faction pack, the Arcanaut Frigate. Change the effect to effect. This unit can move a distance up to the value of the charge roll and must end the move within ½ inch of a visible enemy unit. If it does so, remove the targets from the battlefield and set them up again wholly within this unit's combat range. The targets can be set up in combat and have strike first for the rest of the turn. This unit and the targets have charged, and the targets cannot use another core ability this phase. I don't know what changed here with the Frigate. What changed here, Tom?
I think that it's within combat. I think it was maybe previously within combat range instead of wholly within combat range.
Oh, okay.
How many units are going into combat, I think, is one of the changes. I think that was the big one. And it like there was some shenanigans that you could pull with when you reset up those things and then how they extend it out.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's my understanding.
No, it's fine. Not an army I play, so I don't have the detailed knowledge of like that kind of level of wording changes. Okay.
Built a lot of lists. Have not found anything that I want to play.
Yep. We got a little, and then the faction pack stuff, Blades of Corn. If I use Slaughter Triumphant to set up a replacement Bloodthirster and the unit I am replacing had 1 or more enhancements, does the replacement unit retain those enhancements? Answer, no. Okay, fine. Sylvaneth. When placing scenery pieces while setting up an Awakened Wildwood, can the ends of each base overlap? No, you got to touch tips. We all know that. It's a touch tipping game. You got to touch tips. Come on, guys. You know how that works. Touch them tips. All right. Let's see. That's a spearhead change. Bunch of nothing. Oh, here we go. Slaves of Darkness. Archeon, right? He had a slight change to the way his like spell eater head works. And it went from I guess they just added the "and removed from play" wording.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. I mean, yeah. Great. Just probably rules cleanup. And that's basically it. There you go. It wasn't a lot of rules changes, to be fair, which is not surprising. Okay. Let's get into the real, Tom. That's what we want to talk about here. We all know why we're here. Okay. Let's get into the meat of this, which is dem points changes. Show me dem points. Okay.
Green as far as the eye can see.
Yeah, there's basically no red in this document. I mean, basically, right? This is just a lot of points down. And
Ionis went up 10, right?
yeah, I like again, I didn't say zero, I said basically. There is
Hey,
a few red.
I bring that up because I didn't actually see that, but one of my lists was over, and I was like, "What's this shit?" And then I went and
Sure.
started digging through and realized that Ionis went up 10, and I was unhappy.
There you go. Okay. So we got a lot of points drops here. I mean, we'll start with Cities of Sigmar. Basically, everything is down about 20 points. That's really the easiest way to look at this. There are exceptions. The Free Guild Marshal and Griffin and the Steam Tank Commander down 30. The Battle Mage, who was only 100, went down 10. Right? That kind of stuff. I do love the Black Arc Fleet Master going from 110 to 90. That's very funny. We need more of these cheap heroes. The Free Guild Marshal and Relic Envoy also down 20 to 90 points. So that's pretty crazy. Just a pretty healthy points drops all the way around here, right? Then in the actual units, same situation. Huracanum down 20, some Chariots down, Flagellants down another 10. The Free Guild Command Corps, which can't be reinforced, down 20 to 140. Very appealing there. I've seen a lot of discussion about that one going around. Fusiliers down, Steel Helms down, the Gyro stuff down again. I love like that. They launched at like 160 or 180, something truly insane. That was so funny to me. The Great Cannon down to 100, but obviously that's not the Soggy. Or no, that's never mind. That's not what was there. What was the Soggy was the Free Guild Cavaliers. That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, no, it's just the Great Cannon, which is at 100 is very appealing with that new battle formation. That's what it is, right? Where you can take all the cannons and let them reroll stuff.
Yeah, maybe. Like I have concerns, obviously, with
shooting.
Obscured.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna make them do something. Like, right? Like that's still something. Look, I'm like at that points cost, Tom, for what that cannon can do, even with all that obscuring. I'm not sure I care. Just spending 300 points in my army on it. Like it's pretty threatening to have 300 points.
Well, so here's the deal. Like I don't disagree. I did the exact same thing with my Bolt Boys, right? Like because they went down to such a degree on Gruul Boys that I was like, yeah, I could throw 300 points at them because it'll move the needle. It'll
like,
move the
exactly.
needle.
Like yes, okay. Sometimes like people can use a lot of obscuring, but it's still a lot of threat. If I make them sit around and hide on a lot of obscuring, that's good, right? Like that's me controlling the pace of the game. So I'm not sure it's bad, right?
Yep.
So again, a lot of points downs here across the board, especially on the human stuff. Obviously, it was a big focus of it, but also some of the dwarfy stuff too.
Love it.
So yeah, exactly. Especially when the new Pontifex can then yank them around. Yeah, you're not wrong. Okay. So, I mean, overall, this is great for cities. Like, I am very happy with these cities changes. I think this is exactly the way they needed to go. I do think it's funny, by the by, that the War Hydra didn't move down points. That poor guy. I think they just forgot he existed. Okay.
Like the elves are not long for this world, folks. Like if you
Well, I mean, the crib just went down 20.
I know. I suspect that we will not like no, we even know that. There's a leak. Wasn't there a leak page and the elves were gone?
I don't know. I have no idea. I did not see that if that was true.
I could swear that that something was floating about with the cities a month or two ago. Yeah, I think elves are not long for this world, is what I would say.
We'll see. Or they relaunch and have like a whole new range. Like honestly, I could flip a coin and see it go either way. Was my honest answer, Tom. I really could.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I never bet on the future with this stuff because who knows? They zig when you think they're going to zag.
I think your better bet is if they do release a quote all new range, it'll be mixed. It'll be a mixed race units. I don't think that they do. Like I don't think that they would do.
It's what they should have done at the beginning. It's what this army should be.
I agree. I
It should not have all these dumb different units. It should have like one heavy cav unit, and there should be elves and dwarves and all of that stuff riding on stuff. The dwarves are on like big battle goats, and the elves are on humans, and the elves are on humans. That'd be very funny. The elves are on the cold one type creatures, right? Like that kind of
yeah,
thing.
the
And
lizard.
the
Yeah,
humans are
the
on big
lizard.
heavy horses. Like, yeah, let's go. Let's go. That's
Yep.
what it should be. Or elves riding humans. I would also be fine with that. Just up on their backs. Just like, yay, let's get them, guys. That's
Go
fine.
team.
Um, but yeah, this is great. I do think this will be impactful to cities, certainly, because they can just
I
fit a
haven't done
lot more in their list, especially if you're
I
running a
haven't done
human
the
heavy list.
I haven't done list building. Like I want to do a human heavy list, and so I haven't done list building for cities yet. But like I didn't realize that the numbers were this dramatic. So that's exciting.
Yeah. Cygnus Maximus says elf human riders. I'm in. Absolutely. Okay. There you go. All right. Next up. Oh, then this is just the yeah, this is just a nice list of all of the things. There's nothing cost points here for them. It's all zero. No points for them. Daughters of Cain. The Daughters of Cain. Very little in the way of points moves in their heroes. The Hag Queen on Cauldron of Blood down 20. Coming down to sort of get closer to the Slaughter Queen. They had drifted apart because if you
Yeah.
remember last time they dropped the Slaughter Queen, right?
Yep.
So, okay, it's fine. And then over here, the Avatar down 20. Keep going. Keep going.
Oh, almost there.
And then the Sisters of Slaughter with sacrificial knives down 10, and the Witch Elves with bladed bucklers down 10, which is
Do you
fine.
remember when they were the bee's knees,
Oh, sure.
which also bladed bucklers?
Yeah, yeah. Now they're going the Daemonette route. Just
Yes.
eat it. Yep.
Yep.
So not much in the way of daughters. I think I actually might trot my daughters out this weekend.
Fun.
I want to get a play of them. I mean, I got a couple games lined up for this weekend. And I'm gonna actually like build. I want to try to build a daughters list playing to the tactics because I do think there's some of these tactics that they could do pretty well.
Yep.
Um,
And they have specialized units. They have beautiful units for tactic, like to achieve.
Yeah, that's
that.
right. Yeah, yeah. So I think they're which has been their strength for quite a while.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of interested with the point drops from last time. I actually do tend to run by the by Sisters with Knives, which is funny. So like
Yeah.
even that dropped a little bit. That actually is one of my choices. I like the Sisters of Slaughter with sacrificial knives. Like I just like that unit a lot and what it does. It has the little drift thing. I think
Yep.
that's a good ability. So anywho, I'll report back and give a little. Let's see how it works. And then none of their bonus stuff costs any points either. It's all whatever. It's all free. So
Mhm.
cool. Okay. Next up, Fire Slayers. All right, Tom, we're gonna be looking at you here for this one. The nice part about Fire Slayers, look at that. Look at how easy it is to review Fire Slayers because they fit on one page. Everything, even this new table, it's all right here. Cygnus, I hate Doomfire Warlocks. I refuse to use them ever. I have 0 of them and will never have them. Get those
Your problem,
ugly models out of my beautiful girl army.
your problem, Vince, is that you didn't convert them. I converted 10 Doomfire Warlocks with cold ones, and then I used a mixture of the elf bodies, the Sisters of the Thorn.
Yeah, I understand.
With that stuff,
I hate them
with
and they're
the
dumb and I'll
software.
never use them, converted or
It's
not.
beautiful. No, like I'm just saying, like, you just need to turn it into a hobby project. That's all.
Not gonna happen. Done with that army. It is complete. At any rate, so Fire
Make it
Slayers,
beautiful.
Tom, we got the Flame Keeper down 20, the Rune Father on Magmadroth down 10, Rune Smiter on Magmadroth down 20, the Rune Sun down 20 points to 80 points.
Nope.
And then the Doom
Not
Seeker
doing
and the Exile also both down 10. So what do you think of this
Yeah.
right here?
The significant movements here are the Rune Father and the Rune Smiter on Magmadroth, the Mag Father and the Smiter, the Rune, the Mag Rune, or whatever they call them.
Yeah.
Because like the gas to me is like all Magmadroth all the time now. Looking at the new lore, looking at like the various tools that have been presented, like that's the most interesting build of this. Like, in fact, to be very clear, I also built Fire Slayers this week.
Oh,
Based
okay.
on the so like just wanting to be like, what can I do with this, right? like
Sure.
wanting to re-explore it, and found a list that I was quite happy with.
Okay.
If I didn't have to paint or pick up 2 boxes of the new um, Flame Seekers, which I don't have, then like I might be willing to put them on a table for an RTT or something.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of really neat options in running like a 3 or 4 Magmadroth list.
Do each of those have their own like Grimhold Exile or something like that with them, or Doomseeker? Do each of them have their own little guy running around?
No, the Magmadroth would run in pairs for me.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'd run like a father and a son. Like the son is the new gas, right?
Yeah.
The rune sons have all the damage.
Yeah. So they
And
can join as a Volcatrix chosen. So you take the Rune Father and then have the Rune Son join up in his
yeah.
thing.
And
Okay.
then I would run a smiter with a rune son because they have the like the draw like the one of the items that's not on the points increase was like a +1 to hit bubble for
Yep.
for Magmadroths, for companion stuff, which is pretty good. So you combine that on one hand with like a pair of them, like the father and son running around in that bubble. And then you use the prayer for the +1 to hit the new Magmadroth specific prayer
Yeah.
for +1 to hit for the other two,
Gotcha. Okay.
right?
Yeah. See,
To
I'm
run.
thinking like Arrested at Waffle House here. 6 Rune Sons, 6 Doom Seekers. Let's go. Okay, or whatever it is. That's
I hear that. I hear that. Like don't get me wrong, like even with 4, right? To be very clear, even with 4, you still have like hundreds and hundreds of points
yeah,
to
yeah,
put other boxes on the table,
sure.
right?
They're so
Which is
cheap.
what well, they're so cheap, which so that gives you basically 2 centers of power, like 2 advanced centers, like where you could put all 4 into something, right? But realistically, you'll have 2 centers of power, and then your backfield and objective takers, like people who are going to spend the whole battle running, right? And then like I still love uh the Rune Master, even though he's expensive as all get out, the double prayer guy,
Yeah, yeah.
when all win runes, just because he's still the perfect invocation guy to stand back near the forge to summon the invocation stuff and and get +1 to all of his prayers. So he's still doing that stuff super effectively. Um, so yeah, I am very interested in this. It's funny, Ash Cloud Rune like basically just makes new obscuring.
Yeah,
And
sure. So yeah,
so
you have 2 things that cost points here. Ashbeard and Ash Cloud Room both costing 20 points. Yes.
right, and those are just not as interesting to me given like the Droth Helm, obviously, and some of the other stuff. So all of that to say, like, it's fine, but it's not as bad as it could have been. But what I will say is this: they really are in a pickle with the foot units. Um, you can see this, like they didn't drop points on any of them, but you also aren't going to have any like all foot armies either, like in general, because they run into the mobility problem. Like there's no solution for the mobility problem in this army,
Right.
like still.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I don't like they can pivot into Magmadroths, which is great, and that's what they'll have to do if they want to be competitive. But I still think that there's like core functionality problems, even with enhancements and all that, that it's just not getting them across the line on mobility. And so
Sure.
they need to figure out some solution.
Yep. Yes, that is correct. Tom, you have something beeping again with notifications. Can you figure out what that thing is and make that not be on? That'd be great. Figure out what that is and click that off.
I think it is my Discord.
You can mute all notifications. You can do that. That's the
I'm
thing
gonna
you can
look.
do. It's up in the top left. All right. Anyways, yeah. So overall, Fire Slayer's good. I think like it's a good series of changes. I still think the army's stupid and I have no interest in it, but I'm glad. I think it's a good series of changes. So that's fine. By the way, who was here out here? Somebody said, where'd it go? Oh, Hades said the Father and the Son. What about the Holy Spirit? It's a good point. I think that's the magmic. That's the magmic invocation. That's the little guy you
Yeah,
summon. He's the Holy Spirit for them.
yeah, makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yep. Okay. Idneth Deepkin.
Yep.
Okay. They're the Ancient Pride and the Armor of Sithai, which are the two things that you knew were going to cost points because they're the things that everybody takes because they're really, really good. Are both cost points, so that's fine. Obviously, they're going to be getting their new book, very soon. So, like, whatever.
Yep.
Okay. So that doesn't count for anything. All right. Caradron Overlords, another one pager. You love to see it. We got some little points drops amongst the heroes, a lot of tenors, that kind of thing. For the Chemist, the Admiral, Drekkie Flint, the Endrin Master with Dirigible Suit down 30, significant. And then the Endrin Master with Harness down 20. Here, though, unlike your Fire Slayers, boys, it's all big drops across the army. Company down 10, Frigate down 20, Ironclad down 40, Endrin Riggers down 10, Grundstock Thunderers down 10, Sky Wardens down 10. Like, literally everything except the Gun Hauler is down in points, right, in this army. And then the only trait that costs points is the Cunning Fleet Master. So, yeah, again, I'm going to go to you for the dwarf stuff, Tom. How you feel about this? Did we do anything here, or is the fundamentals of the game challenging for them right now? Like, where are we at
Right.
with KO?
Yeah, I mean, for me, like the fundamentals themselves are the problem.
Mm-hmm.
That the game is not designed with them in mind in this new edition. That in fact they they can't even take advantage of obscuring. So not only so they get double whammied in that they both are screwed by it damage wise, and also they're left hung out to dry.
Sure. We'll see. I mean, I'm glad to see all the points drops. That's good. I agree that these have to be taking into account new obscuring and the proliferation of it as part of why everything got cheaper here. Also, because the army wasn't doing well in general. I just don't know if the fundamentals are against them still too much, but I suppose time will tell. We'll see how they do. And yes, Nick, I absolutely would stream. Like I would, no matter what, I'll stream until the end of time, or until I'm dead, whichever happens first. Okay, Lumineth. Tiklis down 20, Cathalar down 10. Then you got Sentinels down 10, Wardens down 10, and the Ballista down 10. And then obviously, yes, the Silver Wand and the Shrine Luminor both cost 20 points. Faction Terrain costing points. So, Tom, obviously not a lot of points movement here, but you seem pretty high on Lumineth in this edition. I saw a lot of conversation you were having about it. So, why?
Well, I mean, what I'll say
Why
is
is for
this.
Lumineth?
Well, I don't. To be clear, I don't know that they are. I don't know that they are super good in the new, um, thing. I just want them to be right.
Okay. It's like
I
a
want.
secret thing. You're trying to manifest it into existence.
Well, I want there to be some viability, and I've not been convinced that like what I'll say is this. I think that they are well positioned, is what I would say. I think that they have some really interesting tools that have them in a good healthy spot. I think that the Huracan units they are the golden standard of scouts.
Sure.
Like they are the types of between the Wind Riders and the after shooting movement
Yep.
and high mobility and counting as again the ideal counting as flying when you move but not off turn when you're
Right.
not moving so that you can hide and obscuring right it's all the benefit none of the hindrance and um and the ability to teleport with the river blades so they have super strong on battle tactics and battle tactic options and I think that some of the changes particularly with the banner blade are really interesting with um the sword masters the blade lords or whatever they're calling it. So I just think there's some interesting builds there. I really, really, really feel the shrines point cost in every list I build.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one that gets in my goat. That one and the Stormcast one. Every list
Okay.
I build, I feel it, and it really frustrates me. Um, yeah, I think that they are well positioned, especially with all-out assault being as painful as it is, like in the new season.
Okay.
Being able to have most of your army on a native -1 to be hit, that's real good.
Sure. Yeah. No, I agree. Anybody who's rocking a lot of neg 1 to hit, that's a innate, very strong thing because all out assault carries such a cost. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
So
keep going.
those are the reasons. Those are the reasons why I'm interested in Lumineth. Um, I'm going to make a bold statement. I think Teclis is 100 points overcosted.
Wow, that's a lot of points on 580 points. 480 is a big drop for old Teclis.
It is, but we are living in a different world with the visibility obscuring world, right?
Sure.
Like his big AoE bubble gets negated by obscuring.
Okay.
Right? He doesn't have the survivability he needs. He can't hide in obscuring, right? All of those things. And so he's still a really big target on a 5-up save and a couple wounds.
Okay.
And he's just not doing a lot of work. And the new endless lore, the endless spell, like again, in order for him to be good, he has to buy into a 4-spell lore. And
Sure.
so he doesn't cost, 480, or he doesn't cost 580 or whatever. He actually costs 610 because you need a 4 lore spell.
Got it.
4 lore manifest.
I understand. You got to pay for the manifestation. Yeah.
So I just I think I feel pretty firmly at that number, and even if he was 100 points cheaper, I don't think most people would take him. So
Wow. Okay. I don't think he's ever going to get 100 points cheaper. So I guess he's probably sitting on the shelf. Seraphon, only 2 little moves: the Ripperdactyl Chief and the Pterodon Chief, just down 20 points. And then in the actual stuff, the spawn of Shotek went down 20 to 100 points. Our little spitter. Remember when the spitters were like the worst thing in the world? There were the whole armies of them just bathing the enemy in flame. Different times, simpler times. The Quaddle Familiar, the Lore of Celestial Manipulation, and the Realm Shaper Engine, so their faction terrain, all costing 20 points. It's fine. My honest answer is nothing changed on Seraphon. Like, Seraphon was doing decent before. I think they'll do decent now.
Yeah.
I don't think anything here moved them. I think they have all the tools to adjust to the new season without any issue. They can run lots of different tactic pairings without problem.
Mhm.
They literally have everything they need. It's such a well-developed army at this point, with like lots of different directions it can go. The soggy stuff only helped that largely. So, yep, they're great. Good day for space lizards. Well done. All right, Stormcast. A lot of points down, about 20-ish, 15 sort of on the, really is what it averages to, on the heroes. Like Gardas down, Knight Azeros, Knight Draconis, Knight Judicator with Griffhounds, Knight Questor, Lord Aqualor, Lord Celestant on Dracoth down 30. That's very funny. He's still bad. The Lord Imperatant down 10, which is fine. I actually like that guy. That's not terrible. The Lord Vigilant on Griffstalker, Lord Vigilant on Morgriff down 20, not bad. And then Knave, Tornus, and Vandus all down as well. So lots of drops. Not a huge amount on stuff that I would honestly take in my army. My honest answer on Neve is she's got such potential. They need to keep going. 310 is still too much for her for what she's capable of.
Well, so actually, hold on. Ionis here is 400, but he's 410 in the app.
Oh, interesting.
Let me verify that.
We got to check the tapes. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, all in all, this is fine.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe he's not 410.
Yeah, I don't see any red up, so I don't know. Was it like something to do with the faction stuff that got chosen? So that's the hero situation. Let's go down here to the actual units. The like Dracothian guard stuff all went down just fine. I'm good with that.
Hold on. We skipped over something.
What did we skip?
Iridan, the soggy Iridan is amazing. And
Okay.
I suspect we're going to see lots of soggy Iridan out there.
Yeah, we talked about it back when we did the review of
Packing Reclusians. So I'm really interested to see how that ends up settling out. with the Reclusians, the Lord Terminos, and Iridan.
Sure. Again, none of whom moved in points, but yes, Soggy Iridan is good. Yeah, agreed.
Mm-hmm.
I like dragons going down. Stormtrike Chariot going down is funny. Like, all in all, I'm probably the only Stormcast player who still runs Fulminators because I like Fulminators a lot. And so I use them all the time because I converted a bunch of them and that's what I have. So I'm going to use them. But like, all in all, this is fine. Stormcast was a relatively well-performing army. Most of these units that dropped weren't really present in a lot of the powerful Stormcast armies, other than like occasionally you would see some Stormdrake Guard. It's not that you saw 0 of them. You'd see like a Lord Imperatant sometimes with paired with Annihilators. So like he's down 10, but we're not talking about moving the needle in any significant way. What's probably going to happen is you lost enough points to just balance out your 20 you're now paying for your faction terrain, right?
Mm-hmm.
On your heroic trait, you can just pick something different. It's not the end of the world. So
no, and they actually have good heroic trait options in the new stuff as well.
Yeah, in the soggy rules. Yeah, so it's like
Hour of Glory.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Like, it's funny to me that Hour of Glory is free. I'm like, no, we were already done with that Envoy of the Heavens. We're going to Hour of Glory.
Right, like Lord Celestin on Dracoth. Hour of Glory. Like permanently on a 2-up, 10 control.
You don't mean on Dracoth, you mean on Stardrake.
I'm the Stardrake, sorry. Yeah, on Stardrake. Yeah. 10 control, wounding on 2s, 2-up save. Yep.
Yeah. So, you know, your magic porta potty costs points now. It'll probably be pretty equivalent. Murgonk says 3 night judicator time better than Raptors. Okay. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I mean, I hadn't thought about that. I suppose, like, I don't know, 10 points really sold you that hard, Murgonk? Okay. That's fine. But all right. I'm not sure that I thought there was that big of a shift that, like, if I would have liked him before, I would have liked him now. But all right.
I think the point here, though, is that it, like now, 3 Night Judicators was more, like 20 points more than a reinforced unit of long strikes, and now it's actually cheaper.
Well, I mean, sure.
For better firepower.
Yeah, I mean, it was 420 before, and now it's 390, right?
Where 400 was where the, like, again,
that's fine. I'm just saying, like, I get it. I just don't know that, like, the 20 points was making that huge of a difference. But
no,
sure,
but
it's something.
But you, like, unit selections, like, you're always going to optimize, right, based on what the better choice is for the points. And the reality is that now, if you can get equivalent shooting for 10 points cheaper, you're going to do that.
Yeah. No, that's fine. That's fine. So, okay, cool. Sylvaneth. Sylvaneth didn't move much at all. The Arch Revenant went down, which is fine. I don't think he'll ever really get taken very much. I mean, he's a bonus hero, and still, I don't think he's very worth it. The Twist Wield went down, which is crazy to me because the Twist Wield will get taken. The Twist Wield is really good. And Tree Revs, which will also get taken because they are really good in the new season with the new battle tactics. Now, again, you will not reinforce your Tree Revenants and you cannot reinforce your Twist Wield. So congratulations on the 20 points you saved, which you will probably use immediately to buy Spellsinger. Realistically, like, that's what you're going to do. Because Spellsinger is also quite good in the new edition. So you are net neutral. Nothing changed. Congratulations.
So what happens when Awaken Wildwoods cost points? Is it per base? Is it per...
Well, they avoided that problem this time. They were like, nope, we're not doing that.
So, but, like, this is my point, right? Because, like,
it has to be free forever.
It has to be free forever.
I mean, the real answer would be you just summon them. Like, it's whatever. They'd be like, oh, you get 3 bases for 20 points, and then, you know, all your summons don't cost points. Like, that's what would happen.
I'd say, do you need to do more? Yeah.
Holy
So the
Zest
Jimmy
with a
Zest-
super chat coming in saying, I'm having a tough time with painting orange. Any paint recommendations? I usually swear by Pro Acryl, but I found the coverage isn't amazing for their orange. Yeah, Holy Zest, I got you covered. Don't worry. Orange is a really tough color to paint. It just is. Okay. Because it's almost always transparent because of the pigment. It's also a very narrow band of the spectrum. The new AMP Pro Acryl colors of the red orange and the orange yellow are both really good. But in any event, the real key with getting a good orange is in your undershading. So don't try to put it over black. Like putting it over a brown or a red base prime within an ivory zenithal of some kind. That is going to get you the pop and smooth orange that you want. I will say if you really want like ultra bright kicking punch you in the face orange, then also get yourself some like golden high flow fluorescent orange, mix a few drops of that into whatever orange you're working with, and that's going to give you that like real zesty killer like nuclear orange. So at any rate, there you go, Holy Zest.
and you could layer that over, like, yes, you're doing it over ivory, but you could put like a neon yellow under that, right?
Absolutely. That'll also make it pop a lot. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, like you could put a neon. And the other thing to do is if you have like glow, like I don't know if you're doing glow on yours, but like doing just like you would do any type of like layering, right? Of like creating hot spots in it with additional highlights and then more glazes over top of that orange.
That's right.
To create those transitions.
So there you go. Thank you, Holy Zest. Appreciate the super chat. Anybody else? Don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, do things that make dings. I haven't said it yet. Don't forget the new podcast about RPGs is also out, and Snarlcast. All those other things are down there. Click those. Super chat if you want to throw some money at us. It's helpful. Maybe eventually, we got Tom a new mic. We can't figure out. He doesn't know how to use it, but we got it for him. So thank you.
I'm using it
very
right
much
now.
appreciated. I know you are. We finally got it working. It only took you too much time. All right. Corn. We're into chaos, Tom. Here we go. A lot of points drops across the board because they focused on these like non-wizard priest foot heroes. And guess what? Corn has a lot of those jokes earlier in the show aside. Deathbringer, Bloodmaster, Exalted Deathbringer, Herald of Corn, the Lord of Corn on Juggernaut. Keep going. 200 is still way too much for that guy. Scar, Bloodwrath, Skullgrinder, Skullmaster, Herald of Corn, and then the Wrath of Corn, Bloodthirster down 20, which is, I think, the most surprising thing. But, walk Bloodthirster's good enough. It's fine. So some decent drops all over the place there. A lot of those will probably never get taken, but okay. In your unit category, Blood Reavers down 10. Korgorath down 10. Sure, why not? And the Skull Cannon down 20. Yeah. This is nothing. I mean, people will take some Blood Reavers in the new season, I imagine. That will actually happen. Sometimes you will see lists with them. So I guess the couple points is welcome. It won't amount to much. My guess is overall, corn lists probably dropped by like a sort of a new corn list probably dropped somewhere between like 0 and 30 points. So it's not really going to move the needle. Now they don't pay for any of their stuff. All their stuff is free, which is surprising to some degree. I mean, corn wasn't in a very great place, to be fair.
Right. They have a skull altar that they're doing prayers from. Slap
Sure.
20 points on that.
No, I'm kind of surprised the thing that makes you a priest didn't suddenly cost points, because that was a like highly picked thing.
Yeah.
But I guess they just decided corn was in a rough enough place that they were like, you know what? It's all right. You can keep doing it. Go nuts, guys.
I'll allow it.
Yeah. I mean, I think probably the most impactful thing is the walk Bloodthirster dropping 20, honestly. I think that's where 20, if lists drop, I think it's mostly that and like a unit of Blood Reavers they took because now Chaff can be in the game and they'll use them sort of for the occasional battle tactic. So, yeah, it's fine. I don't think Khorne is positioned horribly. I'll say that. Like, I think they benefit from a lot of the current. I think they're going to do decent enough with the battle tactics that are out there. I think they do well in a world where shooting is depressed. So all in all, yeah, I think Khorne will be lined up to probably gain a couple percentage points. Right, they're getting a new foot hero. What else do you want? That's right. Okay. Doc. Curseling down 10. The Fate Skimmer on the Chariot down 20.
Dot.
Dot. What'd I say? Did I say doc? Sorry, dot.
He's a doc.
Apologize. Thank you. Kairos down 20 with the change. So great. Lord of Change down 20. Magister down 10. Magister on disc down 10. All right. And then in the unit category, we've got our Exalted Flamer dropping, which is fine. That guy was always a stupid pick. The Jade Obelisk guy is down 20 points, which is like legitimately really interesting because I don't think they're bad. I actually think they're really good in the new
So
season.
let me get this straight.
Yeah,
You're giving me 10 wounds on an unrendable 4-up save
that's right. Yeah, exactly.
for 80 points.
For 80 points, yeah. Yeah.
Like,
They're effectively ethereal 4-ups for 10 health. They can't be reinforced, which is a limit. Like it's real. That's real.
when I look at this, and then I think about like my grots
Sure.
at 10 for 80, I want to stick a gun in my mouth.
That might be a bit serious, but I get your emotion.
Like there's just no, like we're not even in the same world.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so I love that they've decreased the cost to 80, and some people might take them.
I think Jade Obelisk honestly is the most interesting change in here, like 100%. And I'm
Completely
saying
agree.
that
Completely
with the drop for Kairos, who I do think will also be like in a lot of lists, right?
Yep.
So I mean, this is great for Tzeentch. I think it's a pretty good world. Obviously, part of this is clearly because, again, all the obscuring changes. If you go back to like they had an article that was like 3 people from the studio talking about how they viewed their armies and the new rules, and the Tzeentch guy is just like obscuring is a big deal, right? And that was basically you could just summarize the whole like GPT summarize the Tzeentch guy's point of view. He's scared of obscuring because it's going to stop all his spells from working. Like that's my AI summary.
He's not wrong, but I'll just say that like when you have things like Enlightened on Disc or even Skyfires, which are built for something like Scouts.
Yeah.
Right? Like I don't hate that.
No, I think they'll need to change up their list some, but I agree. I think Skyfires are straight fire, honestly, in the new edition. I think they're so good. Sorry, it was a Season of War, guys. I apologize, Inquisitor SC.
They don't cause burning, and that's the big drawback.
Sure.
Like they don't do the actual thing that your allegiance does.
You can have plenty of other things that mess with that.
No, I understand.
And then you've got 2 heroic traits that cost points: Illusionist and the Nine-Eyed, or sorry, 1 heroic trait, the Illusionist, an artifact of power, the Nine-Eyed Tome, and the spell lore, the Lore of Change, which now costs 30 points. Like, and these were hot picks. I mean, these were basically like that was the 3 things you took.
Do you want to know my hot take here?
Sure. 70 points is, but what I'm saying is like 70 points is not insignificant. But anyways, continue.
Right. I'm fine with Lore of Change costing 30 because you can choose the Lore of Fate.
Lore of Fate is not as good. I've trotted Tzeentch out a couple times in the new edition. It is definitely not as good. I'll say that. Because I played with both of them.
In no way am I saying that it is. Like I need you to hear me, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying that
you're just saying you have an option at 0 if you want it. Yes, I get it.
You have an option at 0 if you want it, right? Like what I would hate to see is that a lore costs 30 and you have no option. So if you don't spend those points, you have no spells to cast other than what's on your war scroll.
Yeah, I understand. Yes, that's a really good point, by the way, Obscurminator, who said the Lore of Change is actually sneakily like 90 points because it also has the spawn baked into it as well, right? So, I mean, you are down, like that's a significant investment. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what to think of Dot. I like a lot of these point changes. They're clearly trying to bake in the change, right? Here. Into this. I think Kairos' new ability is really strong. Tzeentch has always been I think Tzeentch has a rough play pattern for the new edition. Like I don't think Killbox Castles are a great play pattern, but they have other things they could be doing. So like maybe somebody's going to surprise me with a soggy like Ogroids and Carrick Acolytes and do like the teleporty trick. Maybe that has some gas. Maybe the Skyfires have some gas. You know, like, I don't know. There could be like a completely different
Or
list.
Zangor.
Yeah, sure. Sure. Yes, sure. So like I my point is I don't know where
Sure.
things are going to change, which I suppose is appropriate given the god and
Indeed.
the
Indeed.
army. But I can't tell where they're going to land. That's what I'll say. Like, but I think their play pattern is going to change a lot. Yeah, I agree, Miguel. The Lore of Fate has one good spell and it's not the unlimited one. Yes. Yes. I agree. I just think like 70 points is really extreme. That's they got hits like almost the hardest out of everybody for this stuff. And it's not insignificant. Like it will have an effect. All right.
Jade Op.
But those Jade Obelisk are good. Yeah. Hey, look, bright spot, silver lining, okay? And again, like we said, there's options. I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. There's like so much in the good column and so much in the bad column. I don't know where it falls. Now on to a thing I'm very excited about, honestly. Which is the Heed Knights of Slaanesh. Bladebringer down 30. Very funny. She's still trash. I tried to run the chariot army, Tom. Okay, I tried this because I have like a ton of chariots, right?
Sure.
And I tried this. It's as bad as you imagine. It's terrible. The Epitome down 20. Dexessa down 20. Dexessa and Sinessa have dropped so much since they released. Okay. They are now under 400 points to buy both of them. At the start of the edition, they were 500 or 510 or something for both. That's how much that, because you always get them together. Like you're not going to take one, you'll take both. So you've effectively for the hero that they create when their powers combine, Wonder Twin powers activate, they have dropped like 110, 120 points.
Wow.
Right? That's how crazy they were off. The Enrapturous down 10. Okay, fine, sure, whatever. The Lord of Hubris and Lord of Pain down 20. Still too expensive in my mind at 120. Sigvald down 40. 40. I actually love this. I took him at 240 and hated it, but I hated myself for it, but I still did it. At 200, this dude's getting into every list. I can't stop myself now. That's it. Just put it directly in my veins. Let's go. So these are great. This is a very hero heavy army. Always has been. Like at least the way I play it, it always has been. I know that's not actually how most good players play it, but I don't care. They gave me all these beautiful heroes. I'm not made of stone over here, Tom. So this is all very good news to me. I do want to take Dexessa and Sinessa back out now at their new points values. I think there's actually, because I do think they have interesting scrolls. And obviously I love new Soggy Vengeful Allegiance. We talked about that during the show. I think he's really, really good. On the unit side, not quite as much. The Hellflayer down 30. Okay. Still sucks. And the Secret Chariot down 10, which is actually fine and good. I don't hate that at 80 points.
Well, but the problem is that it can't actually do scouts.
All right, it can't be a scout, but I don't care. It's actually just a nice, fat, weird chaff piece that I can use to go around and get in the way and tag things and stop stuff up. At 80 points, it's actually fairly valuable in that role because I need to like manipulate the enemy movement so much. Yeah. What you got to keep in mind, Tom, is that like when playing this army, and like if you haven't played Slaanesh, you haven't experienced this, okay? But you are handing your opponent 8-inch counter charges all the time.
You mean 12-inch? And yes, I agree.
No, I'm assuming 8 because I'm assuming on the 2 dice they're going to roll at least 1 or 2, and so it becomes like a 7 or 8 instead. Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
But either way, like that's sort of the modal outcome of the situation, right? But the point is that like you are just handing your opponent a loaded gun every round, right?
I am aware.
Yeah.
I appreciate that gun.
Sure. So like having a dumb cheap unit like the Secret Chariot that you can just hurdle into that unit, so into the other unit so it can't countercharge, and like they'll kill it, but like okay, so what? Right? Yep. If it saves your main unit and lets you kill what you wanted to kill, that's super valuable. So this thing being hyper cheap is actually important. The Pendant of Slaanesh cost 20 points, which is sad. Yes, it was the thing you always took. So they gave us an ability to like soup up our keeper and then took away our heal on our very, very fragile keeper of secrets. So that makes me sad. But is what it is. They're like, there's other options. It's just, it's not great. But like, I'll probably still pay the 20 for the pendant most of the time, is what I'll say. But it's good. It's good. Okay. No, very much Cygnus. Yes. Check off with love, Slanesh. Yeah. The things, as I said, I'm excited about most is Sinessa Dexessa and that wonderful Sigvald points drop. So perfection. Okay. Nurgle. I have a lot of concerns about Nurgle, Tom, in this edition. Okay.
Okay.
Just because they are kind of slow and grindy, and a lot of things are asking for either, a lot of battle tactics are asking for either like high damage hammer kill or fast flighty movement stuff, right? Like if you kind of summarize the battle tactics, they right, they kind of fall into those two categories, and Nurgle is just like, nope, none of that. So you get a lot of 20 points drops across the board. Gut Rot, Lord of Afflictions, Lord of Plagues, Morbidex, Ogrots, the Poxbringer, all down 20 or 10, I guess, in the case of the Lord of Plagues. And then Slobody and the Scrivener both down 10. So fine. Maybe Orgots or Morbidex, I suppose, could be a meaningful thing. They are actually kind of fast and kind of killy, especially Orgots. So maybe that's something. Maybe he becomes a hot pick. He can play a little better into some of the new tactics.
Sure.
On the unit side, no changes. They were like, nope, we got it. Nailed it. And then the Witherstaff now costs 20 points. Again, with Nurgle, I don't think these points changes matter. I think you're talking about an average of maybe 0 to 20 points you save. And you then pay that off by buying the Witherstaff. So it's it's just like, whatever. Nothing, no money changes hands. And my big concern with Nurgle is completely the fundamentals, right? As we talked about.
Yep.
So Skaven.
Green.
Tom,
green,
have you looked at the green? Oh,
I have.
Making it rain up in here, son. Just throwing green at them. Okay.
We'll pour one out for the plague pack on the as we travel through the fields of green.
Sure, yeah, that can't be reinforced. It's fine. Honestly, I've never reinforced that in my life, and I don't know why I would. It never should have been. So who cares? It's still the best hero in the army, not taking a hero, and it doesn't even take a hero slot. So what do I care?
As an aside, I knew it existed, but I rediscovered in list building the Storm Coven.
Yeah, sure.
I love it so much.
Yeah. Storm Coven, exactly. We talked about it originally, right? Like the non-hero, it's so good. All right. What do we got?
The plague pack is the same thing for Skaven.
It is, yes, and they're both great. Clawlord down 10 to 70 points. Tom, 70.
Is that our? I was saying he's tied for cheapest because we have the Garrote hero.
Yes. I love me a Clawlord. This is so good for me. As I said last week, Tom, I've been playing around with that new soggy rule where you get that basically the get the Clawlord killed rule, and this is great. I couldn't be more excited. The Gnaw Beast guy, just think about the points drops that have happened since launch.
Yeah.
The Clawlord on Gnaw Beast was like what, 180 on launch, 160. He's down to 110. The Deathmaster was 160. He's down to 100. Okay, like we were way off. Critic was 210. He's now 160.
We weren't way off.
No, I understand. They weren't even close. That's what this comes down to for these rules. Like, I can just keep going. Critic was 210. He's down 50. Lord Screech dropped 30 points. Like, he's actually pretty decent. The Master Molder down 10. He's dropped a bunch. The Plague Priest on Plague Furnace down 30, which is great. That's actually really good. Sure. By the way, so you can run a really interesting 2 towers list again with the Soggy Screaming Bell and the regular Furnace. It actually makes for a sort of interesting combo. So just a thing. At any rate, and then like all the Vermin Lords down 10 or 20 points. Vizek Scour down to 380. He was 500 at launch, Tom. 500.
I remember.
He's dropped 120 points. It's crazy. Just because they realize that that's how fragile all this army is, right? And that's the thing I've played Skaven a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And the number one thing that I experience with my Skaven is that you cannot take a punch at all. Nothing in this army takes a punch. It just dies. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm happy for all these changes. This is great. Like, honestly, you talked about your cruel boys, and it's like, good Lord, I have so many extra points. That's exactly what happened with me with Skaven. It's just like, it's a totally different,
Yeah.
totally different list building experience. The Globadiers down 10, going to the units down 10 to 90 is great. I actually really like a 10 pack of Globadiers. I've used them a few times. They're actually really useful. The Doomflayers down 20. Yes, please. They're really good. Now they die. Again, you get one shot with these. Miguel, I understand that, like talking about how the Doomflayers at 110, but like the problem is you get one shot with them. Every game where I've used them, they charge in, they do a lot of heavy damage to something, and then they just die. Right? They just explode. See, they are a unit that it like literally might as well be a spell because they get to attack once and then blow up, right?
Yeah. And they can be picked off ahead of time.
Yeah, yeah. But I love them. I do love the Doomflayers a lot. I was very happy to see this change. The Doom Wheel down 10, great, fine. It doesn't have much of a point, but it's like an interesting sort of little mobile shooting thing. The Hell Pit down 20 points, another example of something that dropped like 80 points since launch. The Hell Pit is not good, but at 200, it's okay. That's like playable. Night Runners down 10 is one of the things I'm most happy about. Night Runners are very good in this new edition. Very good. They're excellent scouts. They're excellent. They're excellent in so many ways. Yes, you have to not pregame move out of your territory, right?
But that won't always be the case. Like sometimes it'll be a 50-50 battlefield.
Yeah. And then you're fine.
So your pregame move won't carry you out of your zone.
The reality is you have a lot of things that can play as scouts. Okay. Yep. And so like sometimes it can just be the right choice to just move them anyways and take an objective. Like they're versatile. They're a very versatile unit. So, Plague Monks, I don't care. The Plague Claw Catapult down 20 to 100. Woo!
How many are you taking?
Woo! Baby, I loved it at 120 at 100. I am a buyer. Let me tell you what. This thing is in the list. Get it in there. Okay.
I rebased mine for when we run.
Yeah, it's great. Miguel said with the Soggy Bell, the Hell Pit heals D3 plus D6 plus 3, maybe if you had a Master Molder. Yeah, totally. So Miguel, the list I've been running mostly recently, by the by, is a heal army. Like, I don't know if you've caught this build yet, Tom, but you take the Soggy Screaming Bell and a couple Master Molders, and then like the Brood Terror and stuff like that. It's kind of it's not, you end up with about like 13, I don't know. It's not really a heavy molder list. You kind of mix, I kind of do a mixed thing, but basically this sort of mobile thing moves up the middle. And at the end of every turn, it all heals back to full. Okay. Just like period. If you do not kill them in one shot, they're all back to full. Okay. Because it's just like everything, just all these heals just go off and everybody full heals. So it just makes you immune to like chip damage, and anybody, like people have to hit you with their hardest hammer or just like nothing dies. Like the Brood Terror will, if he goes down to like 2, he's back at 12. Just boop, boop. Okay. It's great. So you can do this like crazy heal bomb list. At any rate, Retogers down 10. Great. Again, very fragile, but a very good piece. Storm Fiends down 10. Oh, how the wheel has turned.
Can we talk about Storm Vermin at 120?
Yeah, and how they should have gone down more.
Like, is it
because they're still worthless?
Are they in the grot world where it's a fundamentals problem?
Yes, it is. There's no good points value for them. We just written them off. Yeah. They got to have a different war scroll.
I'll talk about this when we get to Cruel Boys, right? But I think that there's just fundamental problems, because if anything needed to change, it was Storm Vermin, and yet it didn't change.
There is no good points value where they are playable. That's it. Where they don't become spam. That's it. If you put, because the realistic points value for them is probably 90. Like if you, I just like on scroll, but if you put them at 90, then people would just spam the living
Yeah,
shit out of them.
you would end up with 60 to 80 in a list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a shame, but it just is what it is this edition. Like the fundamentals are too far against them. You just don't play with that kind of stuff like this edition. It doesn't work. I was glad to see the Scourgers finally go down by the bye and the Warp Lightning Cannon drop 10. It's all good. It's all good.
I love
Just
the Scourgers.
yeah, I do too. I really love the Scourgers. I thought they were way overcost to 190. Honestly, I think they should be 170. I think they should be the same as Rattling Guns. So
yeah, I think that's accurate.
And then none of your stuff costs any points, which is great. So there you go.
Gotta be thankful that null holes don't cost.
Yeah. I guess you pay for your one that you set up, and then the other ones don't go.
No,
hey, who knows?
You pay for each one.
Each one? Yeah, okay.
So sure. It's 20, 40, 60.
Yeah. I am very excited about Skaven. This is my I'm very excited about Skaven face. Okay.
You look very excited about Skaven.
Yeah. I think they have everything they need in the fundamentals to do well in this new edition. I'm actually not going to run them this weekend because I've played a lot of Skaven already under the new GHB, and I want to try other armies. But like, this is this is exactly the type of change I wanted to see. It makes list building a lot more pleasant. Our points are finally getting to where they should be. I think there's still a couple units that could go farther, but for the most part, this is good. So, okay. S2D, a lot of green here as well. Abraxia down 20, although like people would probably take the soggy Abraxia, so I don't know that it matters any. Archeon down 20, who cares? Centurion Marshal down 30, who cares? Chaos Lord on Demonic Mount down 10. That's 10 points I'm saving in my army. I always take that guy. He's always my little friend who's going on his quest. Chaos Lord on Karkadrak down 20. Demon Prince down 10. Keep going. Keep going. The Dark Oath Chieftain on Warsteed, Dark Oath War Queen, all down.
I have to note that the Dark Oath Chieftain, there's been talk in my local club at the RTT we have on Saturday, someone showing up with 25.
With 25 Dark Oath Chieftains?
Yeah. Because that's still only like 1,600 points.
Where are they? Are they just like as auxiliaries? Is that what they're doing here? Or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. You're getting the reroll.
Got it.
And,
yeah, sure.
And again, they are an efficient 80 points.
Sure. Yeah, you've got the new formation that cares about heroes, right? So it's just like they can all go +2 attacks. So like I will be very curious with all these point drops because like the long story short here is like your exalted heroes down 10, which I talked about running us like spamming the exalted heroes and giving them all the +2 attacks. They're also down at 80 points, right? And the Ogroid Myrmidon down 10, which I actually like a lot. I like the Ogroid Myrmidon, actually. I think he's very appealing at 120. Like, I have to wonder if there isn't just a superhero hammer, like what you're talking about, crazy auxiliary list. I don't know if I'd really spam Dark Oath Chieftains. I think I'd probably take a mix of some of these different heroes, honestly.
Yeah, and you could get to 10 heroes pretty easily without going into auxiliaries. Right, like having like 10 primaries and then 10 bonus heroes, or 5
and 5. I knew what you meant. Yeah, 5 and 5. I knew what you meant. Yes, sure, absolutely. I don't know if I'd care about going into auxiliaries. It's an interesting idea. I just don't know if it'd actually be strictly necessary. Is my point, right? Like, because I think there's just enough interesting stuff going on. Like having kind of 5 exalted heroes running around seems pretty interesting to me at +2 attacks, right? And then filling out the main stuff with people who can take them, right? Demon Princes and things like that. Chaos Lord on Demonic Mount, Chaos Lord on Karkadrak, whatever, right? Okay.
Yep.
The Chariot's down 10 to 70 points. Crazy cheap for that. Again, we talked about doesn't have much of a purpose, but that is super cheap. I guess as just like a pinning unit or something, it could be valuable. It's not worthless. It's just not a scout, obviously. The Dark Oath Savagers down 10 and the Dark Oath Wilderfiend down 10. And then also the Mutalith Vortex Beast down 10 and the Slaughter Brute down 20. My little pet unit, the Slaughter Brute. I've taken him a bunch of times just because he's my little pet unit. He's like my little Doom Wheel, right? He's bad, but I like him. Keep making him cheaper. It's fine. It just helps me for my bad list. Lords paired with MSU Warriors Knights is a real list. Yeah, yeah, that'll be interesting. I think S2D is going to be in a really interesting place. By the way, the only thing they have that costs anything is the Radiance of Dark Glory, the AoE heal, which makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think S2D, who is already strong, I honestly think, Tom, we finally might have broken the Varangard chosen curse just based on like these points moves, the new soggy options, and the fundamentals of the new season. I think it took all three of those things to do it, but I think we finally did it because like all the lists I'm interested in building with S2D are not Varangard chosen stuff.
Yep. Yep.
So, okay.
Yeah. I love the Paragons of Darkness, the +2 attacks. Like,
yeah, it's great. Seriously, it's awesome.
In that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Hey, everybody, if you haven't hit like and stuff yet or clicked buttons, click things that make dings, you should do that as we pass here into death. Flesh Eater Quartz. Courtier, Crypt Infernal Courtier down 20, the Royal Decapitator down 20, and the Vargulf Courtier down 20. And then the Crypt Flayers down 10. The Royal Terrorgeist and the Royal Zombie Dragon both down 20. Their Cruel Taskmaster and Charnel Vestments both costing 20 points. The Cruel Taskmaster cost points. That as soon as they said this is going to happen, I was like, well, Cruel Taskmaster costs 20. You know, like that's obvious. Overall, not too big of a change here. I think overall, none of this is really like moving the needle in any significant way for FEC. Honest answer.
I'm a big fan of the Crypt Infernal Courtier.
Okay.
So I like they in general, the Crypt Flare Courtier and the Crypt Flayers themselves.
Yep.
The Crypt Infernal. They were generally getting passed up in most lists. And so I'm hoping that this might be enough to move that needle, or we might see another points shift. Like they're getting close, is what I would say.
Yeah, I ran against them, so I had an opponent play FEC and use that combo. It's still a very they were decent even at the other points value. Like I don't think they're bad at all. Well, they're just overshadowed by Morbeg Knights was the real problem.
Yeah,
like it's a good scroll. So maybe we got to the points where people start including that power pair in there. I hope so. I think they're a really good unit. So, all right, Night Haunt. Knight of Shrouds on Ethereal Steed down 20. The Cruel Gas Cruciator down 10. Lady O down 10. Nagash down 40 in this. The Scriptor Mortis down 40 for a 120 point hero. Crazy. Because he's real bad.
Is that the single largest percentage jump?
I think so. Yes.
It lost a third of its points.
I don't think anything else that low actually dropped that much. And the Tomb Banshee down 20, which is like, okay. And then your Chain Gas and Chain Rasps both down 10 to 90. So Tom, you're the Night Haunt guy. You ran a lot of Night Haunt, obviously. How you feeling about this?
I was about to say, Glaive Wraith Stalkers. There will never be a points value for you.
Sure. Real quick here. And the Ruler of the Spectral Hosts and Light Shard of the Harvest Moon both cost 20. Sorry, there you go.
Yeah. I'm interested. That's what I'll say. I'm interested in Night Haunt for actually none of the reasons that you would probably expect. It's like the new Black Coach is really good. And so like that is going to move the needle in a world where you need cav and high mobility cav and infantry to move on to objectives. And they win that game. They win the mobility game. They've been winning the mobility game, and I think they will continue to win the mobility game.
Okay.
And so
could never benefit from obscuring, but they also don't suffer the penalty for all-out attack. So that's nice. They got that going for them.
Right, and they still have the ability to bump their ward save. Right, so they still get the damage reduction that all defense like that they already weren't paying. I think Night Haunt are going to be in a strong position again.
Okay. Might see a little bounce for the old spoopy boys. All right. Ossiarch Bone Reapers. Boy, do I have no idea on this army. Like, I've played against this a couple of times, but I just do not know this army. Liege Cavalos down 30. The Mortison Soul Mason, Soul Reaper, both down 10. Nagash down 20 points. And Volk Mortian down 20 points. The Gothazar Harvester down 20. Immortus Guard down 20. Both of the Morghast, which kind of surprised me, went down 10. Because those guys are pretty good. And the Necropolis Stalkers down 10, which isn't enough. I know they're
Immortus
bad.
the Immortus change here is an interesting change.
Mhm.
Um, they that that 20-point drop, 10% doesn't seem like a lot, but it would make me want to run more.
'Kay.
Yeah.
Anything else on OBR?
Yeah, that Bone Tide Nexus. Why doesn't it cost 20?
Because it's the most worthless terrain feature in the game.
I don't care.
Even
Doesn't
setting the
matter.
thing up is almost impossible on half the
Doesn't matter.
terrain maps.
Doesn't matter.
Got it. Yeah, I mean, yes, stalkers just need a rewrite. That's right. I'd like the points isn't going to save them. They just need a rewrite. They're bad.
But this, yes, yes.
Yeah, I was honestly the biggest shock here for me was that the Morghast, Archai, and Harbingers went down, even at all.
Yeah,
Because like they're pretty strong.
they are. They are.
So yeah, I mean, as pointed out, yes, the Archon plus 3x4 Morghast is now a legal list. Okay. It's a lot of elite models, but it's also very scary models. So I don't know. Low wound density, that's for sure. SBG, no real huge changes. Vorderai dropped a tiny amount. Lady Anika dropped, 20. And the Blades of the Hollow King dropped 20. Okay. The Vampire Lord on Nightmare Steed went down 20, which is appropriate. Like he was crazy overcosted for where he was at launch. And then down here, your dumb big monsters went down. Your dumb worthless monsters that are still bad. They're so bad. So, and then the Lash of the Sire now costs 20 points. My read on Soulblight is you're probably up 20 on most lists is what it comes down to. You're down no points. Maybe you're up 10 if you took Vorderai, I suppose, right? But the Lash is like so strong. It's crazy strong. So, I mean, Soulblight is a good army. It's got a lot of potential play. The only sad part is your dire wolves don't get to be scouts because they're real good. Okay. And we go into destruction, Tom, as we round it out. Here we go. Droogs de Sun Champa down 20. I like that. Droogs is good.
Yeah. That bubble place.
Absolutely. The Loon Boss down 20. The Loon Boss on Giant Cave Squig down 20. And the Loon Boss on Mango Squig down 30. Down to 190 for that guy. Because he's so bad.
He's so bad. Like
again,
190, I still don't know that fixes it.
It's terrible. Like it's just an awful scroll. What happened there? Any rate, the Squig Boss with Nasha Squig down 10, the Web Spinner Shaman down 20, and the Web Spinner Shaman on Arachnarok Spider down 20. Why does GW hate beasts? They hate dogs. GW, why do you hate dogs? Absolutely. It's a good question, Cody. Cool model, bad rule syndrome. Yeah, you're not wrong there. Okay, so that's their hero spread. In the actual units, quite a lot of movement, although I don't know how much of it amounts to much. But there's a little bit here that I'm interested in. The various and sundry Arachnaroks basically went down, all of them, like some amount. That's fine. They're still bad. The Dankhold Troggoth down 20, which is like kind of interesting at 160.
Yeah. I mean, the more interesting, obviously, here is the Doom Diver.
Correct. Yeah, that is the change on this list. The Doom Diver down 2160. I think the Doom Diver absolutely has gas. Mango Squig down 20. Who cares?
Although,
he sucks for the same reasons that I
have
said
you
before.
seen that on the table?
Have I seen it? No, I haven't played against it yet. No, I don't. I only have one Gits player in my group.
I like the rules.
Yeah,
but it's on the biggest base you will ever see in your entire life.
Yeah. Sure, it's a big giant war machine. Yes,
but no, like I want to name this right. Like pie plates are 160 oval or 160 rounds, right? Like that's what our
right.
Right. This is on a 170 chariot base.
Yeah, it's on the Imperial Knight base.
It's
on the same one as the Black Coach.
Yeah, the Black Coach isn't even on a 170.
I'm pretty sure it is, but either way, it doesn't matter.
It's so large. Like it's so hard to actually maybe it is on the 170. I don't know. It's just so large. It's so large.
I
You feel it.
understand. Yeah, you're not going to
Yeah.
take like 3 of them anyways, right? Like, who cares? You're going to take 1. That's what it's there for. And yes, I'm right. The Black Coach is on 170. I just scrolled back
Yeah,
up.
I just checked.
Suck it.
Yeah, I played against 2 at the 2-dayer in April, and there's just so many. They're just so big.
Yeah. Again, I don't think it's really a problem. You do the old turn it sideways at the, within your deployment zone somewhere and like call it a day. Right. Like I agree. I agree with Ben, who said the 160 round is more punishing than the night base. I agree. Like being a big oval is fine. The shooters and stabbers down 10 is not terrible for your wound density there. Like these guys are getting really cheap. I'm not
Yeah.
sure that anybody will still take them because again, I don't know that like a pile of wounds on a nothing save actually does anything in this edition, but we are getting into like really cheap for a lot of bodies territory.
Yeah.
And they do have
Yeah.
built-in neg 1 to be hit.
Yeah, it's true. Like Squig Herd is still, if you're talking wounds, like Squig Herd's still cheaper.
Sure. I mean, because the Squig Herd is what? 12 wounds for 110.
No,
So
no, the Squigs are 2 wounds each.
oh, are they? Oh, okay. Is that true?
I'm pretty sure. Maybe no,
I thought they were 1 health. Because they're little boys. I'll let you look.
yeah, they are 1 health. I apologize.
Okay, yeah, I thought so. I was gonna say I played against a Squig Herd recently. The problem is they just come back quite effectively if you don't wipe the unit, right?
Yeah.
At any rate, yeah. So I mean, they really are a high health density, right? Because
Sure.
you're talking about the stab as being squigs are 1. Yep, shadling.
Yep.
It's 20 health for 120 points. Like that's a lot with a built-in neg 1 to hit, right?
Yep.
So, okay. Again, I don't know. I don't know if it means anything. Like anytime I see you able to put that kind of wound density on the table, I just think like there might be something there.
Have we made a mistake?
Yeah, that being said, a lot of the hammers in the game will just like lift 40 of them without blinking, right? Like doing 40 damage to that basically paper unit is not hard. But the neg 1 to hit is meaningful. Okay. And then Loon Touched and the Clammy Cowl, again, the 2 things you actually took in this army because they were good. Both cost 20 points. All in all, I don't know exactly where Gloomspite will land. It's hard to say. I think the troll army is much worse in this GHB. Okay, the Trog army.
Why?
Because it was never a very killy army. It won in attrition fights. Like they hit hard enough, but not like they don't do 30, 40 damage in a round. It's not what they were, right?
Right.
And so like the idea you can take the hammer tactics is just probably not a thing. They're not fast enough for the mobile battle tactics. I honestly think the Get Mob stock might be rising a little because of some of their goofball stuff they can do, but they also have a lot of like that is to say a lot of the Wolf Rider type things I think might have value. Your chariots are still pretty worthless, but
yeah, like the Wolf Riders are great for scouts.
Yeah. As well as a couple of the other tactics they can do pretty well as well. It's like they're so. I mean, like Trogs, if you like, what are you gonna do? Get the gold? Like you're never gonna catch with your Trogs. You're never catching that stuff, right?
No, but your Doom Divers would have to shoot them off.
I guess.
Like with Doom Divers, I mean they're punchy.
Sure. So it's interesting. Okay. I think they will be. If my guess is they'll net slightly negative, but that's just like pure guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Iron Jaws. Now we're back to something I know well. Again, fits on a single page. Thanks. I don't need any new units. Gordrak down 20. Like that. Mega Boss down 20. I like that. Mega Boss on Maw Crusher down 20. I like this. The Tusk Boss down 20. I like this. And the Weird Knob Shaman and Zogrock down 10. I like all of this. This is all good. and then your Maw Grunt to Gouge is down 20. I saw a tweet from Rob from the Honest Wargamer. It was like, "Big pigs, you hurt me before or something. You know, can I fall in love again?" And there's significant points moves on all these guys. Like, you're
Andy,
not
somebody in
wrong.
our region, Andy has run like competitively like 8 or 9 big pigs before in third
Sure.
edition, and so I think that he's salivating at the porkiness.
It is an interesting world. I am probably going to give Iron Jaw. That's the other army I was thinking about taking out this weekend. Trying to build a list. Tactic wise, it's a little complicated with them. I think that is a challenge. So I'm interested to play into it and see if I can build around it. But yeah, I like the new soggy Rekkas a lot. I think they actually
Yep.
are pretty valuable in this army.
Yep.
So yeah,
I'll
between
be
them and Gordrak, you can actually kind of have enough +1 to hit that's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not sure. I am afraid with like the all big pig spam that it's just not going to get there because you'll run into -1 to hit armies and just be worthless.
Yep. No, I put together a mixed arms Iron Jaws list that I really like. It's not one you would run because it still has 40 art boys. But it's I think that there's a good list there.
Sure. Yep. So I'm going to say they're trending up. I'll say that. That's what a read is. The Cruel Boys. Tom, I know you got lots of opinions here. Take us through it, buddy. We got points drops all over the place. It's just green. It's a sea of green.
Let's talk about this first. 2 scrolls didn't go down. Kragnos and Scumdrek, the base Scumdrek. Meyer Brute or the Breaka Boss on Meyer Brute Trogoth, my baby, down 20 points. Not only that, in Soggy, he still has the monster's trait to keep the +1 to hit. So he's smashing face on 3s. He's still a grab for me. Gobspract down 20. That's a start. Still way overpriced.
Sure, I agree.
Like he's not worth his points. A Hobgot Slitaboss. Kill boss on Corpse Rip Volcha.
Yeah, no, that's correct.
Yes. The Slitaboss, the problem is he doesn't really have a function even at 70 points.
Right.
The Volcha down 30. That caught me by surprise. I've been running a Kragnos Cruel Boys list, and I've been salivating at the idea of throwing 3d6 charges with the Volcha because he does mortals. Like he rolls dice equal to your charge roll, right? And so having him down 30 actually moved him into my price range. The kill boss on Great Nash Tooth, I like him, but I like the Soggy one better, so that's pretty meaningless. Kill boss on Stab Grot, still not worth 20. Kragnos, Merknob with Belchabana on 80 points. If I'm going to spend 80, I'm going to spend it on something else, even with his 6-up ward.
Wow.
I could imagine a world where if I'm going body heavy, like wound density body heavy, I would run the Belcha, but not in the list that I'm running.
Okay, gotcha.
I think
you're not saying he's bad all over. You're saying just not working for your list.
No, it's not working for what I'm doing. But if you were doing 3 blocks of 20 gut rippas, I might throw in some Belchabanas just to give them all 6 upwards.
Sure.
The Sludge Raker, he's fine. Like his rule is still butt. And then the Swamp Kala Shaman with Potgrot, the best wizard in the game.
Yeah, he's really good.
He just got better, and Swamp Staff didn't go up, so he's a 2 cast. He's a +1 power 2 wizard for 110 points.
Yeah, I know. It's really strong. Fonzie, thank you for the super chat. 3 months before GW says no, Cruel Boys, bye. Yeah, exactly. Holy Zest asked a question for you as well, Tom. Question for you, Tom. You said, unless I'm misremembering, that enthusiasm for AOS 4.0 started strong in your area, but it waned as time went on. Has the new GHB sparked some more interest?
Yes. I've noticed a pretty significant uptick in our Discord.
There you
go. Over the last week or so. Like people have been anxious. So all signs point to positive right now, which is good.
Yeah, and in the units, your beast, your kill bow went down 20, Your dumb little Hobgrots went down to 80. The Monster-Killas down 10. The Bolt Boys down 20, which is crazy. Like I don't think it's bad. I just think it's like it's a crazy amount of drop for a shooty 110 unit. But again, it makes sense in the current world. And then your Sloggoth went down 20.
Well, yeah, I went down 20. I mean, here's the reality. There is no points value where slitters will be valuable.
Sure.
Right, because originally I had put 20 on the table to paint because I was going to fill in some of the gaps with my initial list, but like that's 10 wounds on a 6-up save.
Yeah,
that doesn't really do damage, right? Like that's it's not.
Like, it doesn't do anything. They literally just stand there. Yes,
they just stand there. For 10 more points, I can get 3 Bolt Boys, 6 wounds on a 5-up save.
Sure,
right. And that are actually going to do damage. They're actually going to reach out and touch somebody. And on Ren 2 shots for short range or for long range, or Ren 1 shots for short range, right? And so they are actually going to do work with a little bit less wounds. Or if I have 110 points, I would jump up to 14 wounds on a 5-up save with
and get the Monster-Killas.
The Monster-Killas, because the Monster-Killas have as many attacks in their 7 models as a unit of 10 gut rippers.
Yeah.
Because there are 3 per instead of 2 per. And so, at 50 points, I don't know that I would buy Hobgots.
Sure.
50%, right? Like there's not a math that's mathing. What I'll say is this: I loved that I didn't have to pay points for any of the faction stuff.
Yeah, all 0.
Yep.
Yeah. Cruel Boy's interesting, as you mentioned sort of earlier on. Ton of points opened up here. Well, it's a whole new world of list building.
It's so funny to me because I took a Cruel Boys list to my 2-day GT. I took 3rd at the event, and but I had more battle points than 1st and 2nd. Sure. Nick True and John Anderson above me, and I had more battle points than them. And that was before these changes. I just added 200 points to my list.
Yep.
Right. Like it's like Cruel Boys are, they're eating well.
I agree.
And I think there are some very compelling different lists. Like I'm doing a monster heavy all hammers list, but I think you could do a super wound dense gut rippas, bodies, and backed up by Bolt Boys. And I think it would be just as compelling.
Yep. The Ogres, the Hunter, the Bloodpelt Hunter down 20. Who cares? The Icebrow Hunter down 20. Who cares? The Tyrant down 20. Fun if you're that player. So that's fine. It's not a good unit. So thank you for moving it down so that people who like Tyrants can take it and not feel as bad about it. The regular scrap launcher is down 10 to match the soggy scrap launcher. It doesn't matter. You're going to take the soggy scrap launcher. So it was already 150. The Iron Blaster down 20. Again, it doesn't matter. You're going to take the soggy Iron Blaster. So this is also irrelevant. And the Lead Belchers down 20 to 130. Who cares? They're still bad. There again, it's another example of a scroll that has no good values. And then the Ogre stuff, you're touched by the Everwinter, has the audacity to cost 20 points. The audacity.
Wild.
This is the biggest nothing burger I've ever seen for Ogres. Poor Halo. Yeah, this is nothing. Thank you. Thank you for nothing. So great. Next. This does not move the needle even in the slightest way. The needle did not register this. This is a 0.0 on the Richter scale. Okay. And finally, not finally, sorry. And next up, there's a few little other minor things to handle. The Sons of Behemoth didn't change at all. Great. This is the other army I'm thinking about playing this weekend, Tom, because I want to see just how bad it is. Right?
Yeah.
I was talking to one of the guys talking to the person I arranged a game with, and he's like, let's do a worst on worst battle tactic game, like the things we think are worst in the new edition, and try to see what we can do. And I was like, that sounds amazing.
Nick True was running Giants back in back. He won the 2-day event, the Trash Clash with Giants, but he supplemented with Gits,
Yeah, I
particularly
know. That's
the
what everybody's going to do. Everybody's going to take the gets thing because that's the only thing you can do to actually go get some of the tactics. I hate it. I
well,
will not do that.
well, he was doing it with Gabapalooza because he had a screen because they're a wonderful screen for Giants. But I actually think that the uh, the Get Mob would be a really good, obviously, build for them. I know you won't do it, but
I wouldn't. No, I'm not. I didn't play Giants to put stupid goblins in my army. Like, I'm sorry. The army should be functional on its own. Period. End of story.
yeah,
If the right answer to play an army is ever you have to take 500 points of some other army, I'm out. I'm out. Like,
funny story. I took 1,000 points of
I
other
know.
things.
I know. That's fine. Like, if you like that, that's cool. I'm not trying to like yuck anybody's yum. If you want to do that mixed force, that's cool.
And it's a hobby challenge. Like,
Yeah, that's
yes,
fine.
it doesn't make sense, but it's a great opportunity to convert.
For me, I got into giants because I like giants. I lovingly converted my whole giant army for that reason, right? I wanted to play all of my fun, pretty giants. The universal manifestation lords. Basically, everything costs 20 except Morbid is 30, and the Aether Rot is 0, and Twilight Sorceries is 0. I actually took Aether Rot quite a bit with like my Slanesh. So this was like great for me in that regard. I actually have a Slanesh painted up Aether Rot. So that's fine. And everything else is whatever. Like good. Honestly, I wish these were all double. I wish these were all double. I wish these all cost double whatever it says here. And everybody was just pushed toward the faction lores even more.
Rumor has it that the Purple Sun is hitting enemies and allies now. But that's not actually being reflected in the app. So I don't know where that's coming from. But I've heard it in multiple Discords and in WhatsApp.
I'll have to look. I mean, that I go look at some point. We didn't do all of the endless spells because I wasn't willing to go through every one for the very minor changes they had, but I didn't notice that if it was the case. Okay. So
I'm still interested in Morbid in things where like I need to throw out as many spells as possible. Right.
Sure.
Like in the super nasty stuff.
I mean,
right?
Tzeentch taking Morbid is in such a rough place. Like starting down 160 points is crazy. Right?
Yep.
Okay. And then I think that's it because everything else. They did do some points changes in Legends, which is fun. So if you like that.
But they didn't do it in Regiments of Renown basically at all.
No, none of the Regiments of Renown changed points. They all stayed the same.
Like it's been interesting to watch Regiments of Renown and how they've kind of like moved the needle or not. And so it'll be interesting to see, what happens there.
Sure. Absolutely. All right. Well, I think that's everything, right? There we go. We did it. We did it, Tom. Woo! So, I mean, overall, this was a really good change. I think there was definitely some armies that were missed that are going to need some help. I don't think Gets ultimately got the love they needed. I don't think Ogres got the love they needed. Like, there's a couple like that. I think it's really exciting. I think the armies that I think have the sort of most exciting stuff happening. Skaven, big winners. Slaves to Darkness, big winners. Coming out a lot there. I think all that's got gas. Cruel Boys, big winners. I think all those came out really strong. So, I think, again, and then there's a lot of people who are on the bubble. Like we talked about, like, where does Tzeentch actually fall? I don't know, right? So it'll be interesting, really, as we get... This will be a very impactful 3 months because I think what's going to happen is some armies are going to run up against this season and just bounce off of it.
Yeah, I think that you're going to see like percentage wins drop dramatically for some armies.
Yeah, I think you'll see like for those people who bounce off of it, it'll amount to like a 3 to 7 percentage point drop in win rate, basically. So like sizable, right? That's a meaningful change when writ large. And I think that those will be the armies that we have to like basically patch or whatever, like point adjust in the fall thing to more further compensate. It's clear they were trying to do some of that here in advance of it, which is
Yeah.
good. It's good they tried to get out ahead of it with like a lot of the I cast spells at range as a castle, or I rely on a lot of shooty stuff that is going to be impeded. But um there, I just think there's still some that'll really bounce. And the things that I'm worried that'll really bounce are like ogres, suns, Nurgle. Like I don't know what the play is with any of those three, right? So
Yeah.
yep. So, all right. Well, hey, that's our thoughts. What were you excited about? What do you feel they missed on? What else do you want to see? Drop it down in the comments. We want to hear about it. Thank you, everybody, for all the good chatting, super chatting, everybody. Thank you, Tom, for being here for this one. I know you were excited about this. Thank you for all your good insights and thoughts. You really do cover so many of the armies that I don't know, so it's deeply appreciated.
Always.
Making sure I don't have to talk about like Nighthaunt and Fire Slayers and KO was incredible and beyond. So hey, don't forget, Ninja and I's new podcast is launched. Fireball the Gazebo is out now. It's a podcast all about RPGs, D&D, and getting the most fun out of your games. The link is right down there. Go sub. Go check out episode 1. It's awesome. There's more episodes coming next Tuesday. Also, don't forget Snarlcast is down there. My podcast with Uncle Adam about game design. And if you ever thought about making your own game, next Mondays are going to be a hot episode for you. So get into it. Check it out. You can sub up to both of those. If you want to support the channel, lots of ways you can do so. There's all the affiliate links down there to pick up your hobby supplies for your hobby time. It doesn't cost you anything extra. In fact, it saves you money. Don't forget, we got things like Michigan Toy Soldier and Monument Hobbies all down there. You can save some money on your stuff, which is great, and it does help the channel a lot. There's also, of course, our merch store. There's Patreon, all of those things. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Really appreciate it. And as always, we'll see you next Wednesday.